Hey, my name is Lexy Adcock, and this is my personal narrative entitled Brianna. Okay, it started off as just another warm, sunny summer day. It was late July, the 31st to be exact, and I was on a trip to Mackinac with my aunt, mom, cousin, and sister. It's a yearly vacation for us that we look forward to every year. On the first day we were there, we stayed in Mackinac City and just walked around and went shopping. On the second day of the trip, we got on the ferry and took a trip to Mackinac Island. While there, we went shopping again, ate some food, and visited the butterfly house. We had a few more hours before we had to go back on the ferry, so we were just hanging out. It was very hot that day, so we decided to eat some ice cream. My aunt was pregnant at the time, but she wasn't due for another month or so, so we weren't worried about her having the baby or anything. As we were sitting on the bench, I heard a gasp and looked over at my aunt. She had dropped her ice cream because her water had just broken. We started freaking out. We really could not believe this was actually happening on an island. I was scared because I didn't know what was going to happen. At the time, I wasn't aware that there was a hospital on the island, much less an ambulance. I thought we were going to have to get in a horse-drawn carriage and go somewhere, and I really didn't think that was a good idea. It's not like we were going to get back on the ferry and go back to the mainland, especially not with my aunt in labor. It would take much too long. We all started screaming and ran to the nearest store and told them someone was having a baby. They knew what to do because soon enough an ambulance arrived. I didn't know how we all were going to fit in there, and I don't know how we did, but we got rushed to the hospital and the experience began. They got her out of the ambulance and put her in a wheelchair and wheeled her into the building. My mom, sister, cousin, and I followed behind, wondering how everything could be happening so quickly. I still couldn't process the fact this was really happening. In the end, we ended up staying on the island a little bit longer than we had planned. My aunt had given birth to a beautiful little 5 pound 4 ounce girl named Brianna. Since she was premature, we had to stay a little longer, but it was worth it. My aunt stayed in the hospital with the baby, and my sister, mom, cousin, and I got a hotel room in the Lilac Hotel. We had to take a trip back to Mackinac City to get our clothes, of course. My grandma and grandpa came up the second day we were there on the island to see the baby, and they couldn't believe that it actually happened either. My cousin Brianna's birth was one of the most exciting things I have ever experienced in my life, and I know I will be telling this story for generations to come. I cannot wait until Brianna gets old enough so I can tell her the story myself.
Aw, that was nice.